Ready? The truth is, none of us today want to make this video. We wish that something like this doesn't have to be made, but it is our duty and responsibility to make sure that it happens.
It was 4 o'clock and I picked up my phone.
I prayed and I came back out.
I got a text message from a friend living in Auckland.
I just saw all the messages on WhatsApp and Facebook and social media.
When I started reading it and I realized who the victims were, like a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, 20-year-old.
More and more of the messages started to come in. You know, the numbers were increasing.
Born and raised in Christchurch, I knew that it would have directly affected people I knew.
I actually felt numb. I felt defeated.
I felt worried for my family members that were still remaining in New Zealand. I felt ashamed of the system that failed to protect our Muslim brothers and sisters in New Zealand. I felt scared for our future. I was angry at the terrorist.
Islam is a religion of compassion and mercy, but it is also a religion of truth and justice. And we can't absolve ourselves from speaking the truth in these matters.
We have to recognize that this attack isn't something that is isolated. It's not something that just came out of nowhere. No, let's not pretend like this isn't a bigger problem. And let's recognize that what happened on Friday was a reflection of a much greater issue, an issue that Muslims have been talking about for the last 20 years.
We know that, this didn't just happen out of the blue. The hatred that was fueling this attack is something that's been brewing in our lands and brewing throughout the world.
We've created this environment. We created this criminal. We're the ones who empowered him. This society that we're living in. That hate didn't come over 1 day or 2 days. It started from the mouths of people in leadership. It came with the lying, the shamelessness and disgustingness of the media.
The attempts at deliberately turning these people into a political tool, the ideas of turning them into linearized narratives within our media, that is the dehumanization by engaging with this rhetoric that allows an entire group of people to be painted with a single ideal that they never had any say in.
Every comment, every remark, every image, every news report, every political stance made when someone is trying to be elected, this has all built up to this event, and it has built up to the previous events, and it will continue unless stopped to build up to more attacks like this.
We have to recognize that, and we have to look at it with a critical lens and realize that this is a problem, and we're going to do something about it. We can't let this be another incident where people just forget about it and send their thoughts and prayers and get along with their daily lives. It's recognize that no, now is the time that we make change.
Now is the time to wear Islam, to speak about your Islam. There's people out there ignorant about Islam, and they need to hear about it now more than ever.
As Muslims, we need to be critical and we need to think, okay, this happened because of this, and what are we going to do differently now?
Now is the time to reclaim our narrative and realize that we are the writers of this story. We're not going to let someone else tell us who we are and tell us how we should be living our lives. We're not going to let someone else tell us that we aren't a peaceful religion, because we know the truth.
We need to take the first step, going out into our communities, finding our nearest dawah organization, finding our nearest mosques, finding our nearest halaqah, finding our nearest brotherhood, wherever the Muslims may be, wherever there's some activity going on, you need to join that. Sincerely for the sake of bettering your ummah, bettering yourself, protecting yourself, starting the conversation, starting to think about it genuinely. Be a part of the solution, be a part of the conversation.
As soon as media and politicians start voicing these words of hate, we cannot let it slide and we cannot stay silent. Let's not pretend like what happened on Friday wasn't a direct action due to these hateful words of bigotry and Islamophobia that have been spread over the last 20 years. No longer as a Muslim community are we going to stay silent. We're going to stand up and tell the world what the truth is. No matter how hard it is, no matter how many times you try to shut us down, we are going to be there and we're going to stand tall, united as one.
Our faith will forever be stronger than your bullets.
Because when someone dies, that reminds us that this life is temporary and all we can possibly do is do our best and be the best Muslims that we can possibly be. And that means standing up for who we are, not allowing anyone to trample all over us, and not allowing this to ever happen again.